Your blood work came back perfect. Your thyroid is fine. Your iron is fine. Your hormones within range. Your doctor looked at you, maybe even smiled, and said the words that were supposed to be good news. Everything looks normal. And you sat there thinking, then why do I feel like I'm falling apart? The fatigue that doesn't lift no matter how much sleep you get. The brain fog that makes you feel like you're thinking through wet cement. The buzzing in your body, the aching in your bones, the sensitivity to everything, to light, to sound, to people, to energy. You're not imagining it. You're not being dramatic. And you are absolutely not broken. But here's what I need you to understand, and this is coming from someone who has spent years in clinical medicine and has walked through her own version of exactly what you're describing. Your body is not malfunctioning. It is communicating. And today I'm going to teach you how to hear it. Hello, beautiful souls. If you found this video, I want you to know something first before we go anywhere else. The fact that you're here searching for answers, refusing to accept everything is fine when your body is clearly telling you otherwise, that is not anxiety. That is not hypochondria. That is your gut intelligence working exactly as it was designed to. And we're going to talk about that today. I'm Yune. I'm a physician associate, which means I've spent years in clinical medicine, trained in the same diagnostic frameworks your doctor uses. I know what labs measure. I know what they're designed to catch. I also know intimately what they miss. So today we're going to cover three things. First, I'm going to validate what you're experiencing with both medical and energetic context because you deserve both. Second, I'm going to show you what your body is actually doing when it produces these symptoms that no test can explain. And third, and this is the part that's going to change how you relate to your body forever, I'm going to reframe every single one of those symptoms as communication. Not malfunction, communication. Stay with me, this is going to land somewhere deep. Let me tell you about a patient I saw. I'm going to, keep the details vague to protect privacy, but the pattern is one that I saw over and over again in clinical practice. A female coming into the office in her late 30s comes in absolutely exhausted. The kind of tired that no amount of sleep will touch. She's also dealing with intermittent dizziness, digestive issues that come and go, a strange buzzing sensation in her body that she can't quite locate. And then there's also sensitivity to her environment that has been steadily increasing for the past year or so. She's been to 3 different doctors, a full workup every time, thyroid panel, full blood panel, hormone levels, autoimmune markers, all within normal limits. One doctor suggested anxiety. One suggested trying sleeping more. One referred her to GI, gastroenterologist. But nobody asked her, what was happening in your life at that particular time at the onset of your symptoms? Neither did they ask, what does your body feel like it's trying to tell you? Nobody asked those questions because these questions don't live in the diagnostic framework we were trained in. But those are the exact right questions. Here's what I want you to hold on to as we move through this, and I'll come back to this. The body has 3 intelligence centers that are older than your brain, older than language, older than any diagnostic system ever created. And when those centers are activated, when they are online and communicating, they produce exactly the kinds of symptoms that standard labs will never catch. I'll explain what those centers are in just a moment, but first, let's talk about what's actually happening in your body. Standard blood work is designed to catch pathology, disease, deficiency, dysfunction that has crossed a measurable threshold. What it is not designed to catch is transition. And that is the word I want you to sit with. Transition. Your body right now, if you're experiencing what I'm describing, is not breaking down. It is transitioning. It is reorganizing. It is recalibrating around a new frequency, a new level of awareness, a new capacity of perception. And that process is physiological. It is real. It happens in your tissues, your fascia, your nervous system, your cellular structure. It just doesn't show up on a blood test. Let me get specific because I know some of you need this grounding in something tangible. Your fascia, the liquid crystalline connective tissue that runs through your entire body, is one of the most sophisticated sensory networks in the human form. It's piezoelectric, meaning it generates an electric charge when compressed or stretched. It's bioconductive. This means that it carries electrical signal far more efficiently than nerves do. And it's light responsive. It interacts with biophotons, the tiny particles of light that our cells emit. That is not metaphor. That is documented in scientific literature. When your fascia is reorganizing, when it is releasing stored tension, stored memory, stored emotional imprints, it produces sensations, tingling, buzzing, waves of heat and cold, pressure, spontaneous trembling, a feeling of something moving through you that you can't quite explain. Sound familiar? These are not symptoms of disease. These are symptoms of a system in active recalibration. Your labs are normal because there's nothing wrong with you. Your body is doing something right, something your diagnostic panels were never designed to measure. Now, I promised you I'd come back to these 3 intelligence centers. Let's go there. Your body has 3 primary intuitive centers that operate completely independently of your conscious mind. They were online before you developed language, before you developed logic, before you developed any of the cognitive frameworks you use to make sense of your world. The first is your gut. Not your gut as a digestive organ, though that's part of it. Your gut as a nervous system. You have more neurons in your digestive tract than in your spinal cord. It functions completely independently of your brain. It processes information, stores memory, and generates responses, all without asking your conscious mind for permission. Your gut is your body's oldest intelligence, and it is speaking in instinct, in that drop, that clench, that flutter that tells you something is true or something is off before you have a single logical reason to believe it. Billy Carson describes this beautifully in his teachings, the gut as directional intelligence. Not emotional, not logical, directional. It tells you where to go, who to trust, when to move, when to stay. It is your body's primal compass. And when it's activating, when it's coming online in a new way, it can feel like digestive disruption, nausea, sudden hunger or loss of appetite, a pulling sensation in your core. Not because something is wrong with your gut, because your gut is waking up. The second center is your heart. And I don't mean your heart as a pump. I mean your heart is an electromagnetic generator, the largest energetic field in your body, extending several feet beyond your physical form. Your heart is a frequency center. It listens in resonance. It opens around coherence and truth. It tightens around misalignment. It expands when something is aligned with your soul path and contracts when something is not. When your heart center is activating, you may feel pressure in your chest that has no cardiac cause. Spontaneous tears, a warmth or aching that comes and goes. Palpitations that your EKG says is nothing. A tenderness in your sternum that feels almost like grief, but without a story attached. That is not anxiety. That is your heart recalibrating its field. And the third center, the womb space. Whether or not you have a physical womb, you carry a womb field, an energetic center of deep knowing, of creation and somatic truth. It listens and pulses. Contraction and expansion, warmth and heaviness, a blooming sensation or a sudden stillness. When the center activates, you may feel sensations in your lower abdomen, your sacrum or your pelvic floor with no gynecological explanation. You may feel a pulling inward, a heaviness, a warmth that moves. Your labs will be normal because this is not pathology. This is your deepest intelligence coming online. Now here's where I want to take this deeper, because there's a layer to this that most people never hear about, and it connects everything I've just described. Your body contains what I call a cellular archive. Every cell in your body holds memory, not as narrative, not as story, but as frequency. It's stored in your fascia, your bone marrow, your lymph, your blood, your breath. This memory is not from this lifetime alone. It carries resonance of your lineage, your ancestral patterns, a deeper architecture of your soul's design. And when that archive begins to activate, when those stored frequencies begin to surface and reorganize, your body responds. Not with disease, with sensation, warmth, pressure, tingling, waves of recognition, tears that arrive without a personal story, a feeling of I've been here before, but you can't explain it. This is what the crystalline DNA framework describes as the somatic layer coming online. The first layer of your crystalline template, the one that must activate before anything else can open, is the layer that lives in your body, in your breath, in your fascia, in your cellular structure. And it activates through exactly what you're experiencing right now. The symptoms that no lab can catch, often the first signs that your body's deeper architecture is beginning to remember itself. I want to stop you for a moment and just say something directly to you. If you've been dismissed, if you've been told it's stress or anxiety, or that you just need to sleep more, or that everything looks fine so you should feel fine, I'm so sorry. That dismissal is one of the loneliest experiences a person can have. To know in your body, in your gut, that deep place that doesn't lie, that something real is happening, and to have the people you trusted for answers look at a piece of paper and tell you it's okay. You are not crazy. You are not dramatic. You are not making it up. Your body is speaking a language that the standard diagnostic system was not built to translate. And that is not your failure. That is a gap in the system. So what do you do with this? First, please always rule out what needs to be ruled out. I say this as a clinician. If you have symptoms, get them evaluated. They are real conditions that produce real symptoms and deserve real medical attention. Do not use this video as a reason to avoid your doctor. But if you've done that, if you've run the panels, seen the specialists, and been told everything is normal, then I want to offer you a different question to sit with. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Ask, what is my body trying to tell me? That shift from diagnosis to dialogue changes everything. When the buzzing comes, instead of bracing against it, try placing your hand on an area and breathing. Ask, what are you communicating? Not with your mind, with your body. Let the answer come as a sensation, an image, a feeling, not a sentence. When the fatigue arrives, instead of fighting it, ask, what does my system need right now? Sometimes the answer is rest. Sometimes it's grounding. Bare feet on the earth, hands on a tree, slow breath into your belly. Sometimes it's simply permission to stop performing and just be. When the emotional waves come, the grief without a story, the tears without a trigger, let them move. Your fascia releases stored frequency through emotion. Those tears are not breakdown. They are the archive clearing space. Your body's not falling apart. It is opening so that it can hold more light. Here's what I've come to understand after years in medicine and through my own awakening. The body always speaks first. Before your mind can conceptualize what's happening. Before your intuition can interpret it. Before your emotions can integrate it. Your body responds. It softens in some places and tightens in others. It shifts your sleep, your appetite, your sensitivity. It develops new responses to environments, to people, to frequencies that seem sudden, but are actually evolutionary. This is not dysfunction, this is adaptation. Your nervous system is learning to hold more. Your fascia is learning to carry more light. Your cellular archive is surfacing what is ready to be understood. And the symptoms, the ones that send you to the doctor, the ones that came back normal on every test, those symptoms are the body's way of saying, pay attention, something is changing. I need you here, present, listening. Not fixing, not diagnosing, listening. So if you're in this right now, if you're living in that confusing space between my labs are fine and my body's clearly doing something, I want you to hear this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not losing your mind. You are in the middle of one of the most profound physiological and energetic transitions a human body can go through. It is remembering, it is calibrating, it is communicating. Your only job right now is to stop fighting it and start listening. Soften your body, open your heart, place your hand wherever you feel called. Breathe. Simply allow for communication to come through. If this resonated, if something in your body said yes to any part of what I shared today, I want you to know there's more where this came from. If you want to go deeper into the crystalline body framework, the science and soul of what your body is actually doing, my Crystalline Rising Guide is a free resource that I created for you. It's linked below. I want you to know you are not alone in this, not even a little. Your body is brilliant. Trust it. I love you all.